Okay, guys, welcome in to this random general read. Okay, this is the Lone Wolf Tarot, and I am the Lone Wolf. That being said, this is collective, general, for whoever sees it, whenever they see it. Flip it where it needs to go. Okay, if it's for you, it's for the crosswasher. It's for your mom who lives 2 states away from you, or something of the sort. Maybe you need to share it to her. Some not everything's gonna resonate to everybody, and some things are just maybe for you to hear. So just take what it resonates and leave the rest type of energy. Okay, so for educator, we're gonna get some supporting energy. We have Val. So for educator, we have Val and educator, guys. Okay, so volunteer, we're gonna get some more. Oh, already, we have treasure coming out. So volunteer and treasure. Okay, and then I feel like an influencer showing you guys. Anyway, and then security guard, like I'm trying out some food. Okay, and then luck. Wow, so this energy is very positive, low key. You know how they're like, oh look, and then self love is at the bottom of the deck. I don't ever. I always want to bring that up whenever self love's at the bottom of the deck because that's just significant for me. But anyway, so with that being said, you can maybe like either want somebody that either you're like it's given like you're a mentor who is being worshipped, being put on a pedestal, being like idolized in a way. Maybe you're bringing hope to people when you educate people, when you teach them, when you guide them in directions. You're guiding them towards hope. You're guiding them towards being wishful. Like it's type of energy. You're guiding them towards this type of. Maybe even guiding them in worship. Like you could be showing them how to worship, showing them how to pray, showing them how to believe and have faith type of energy. Okay, but you're definitely like a mentor, somebody who is maybe you're volunteering your time and you're very valuable. Like you could be maybe being paid very well for your time and your energy and your efforts. You could be somebody who deserves to be paid, but because you're just giving it away from free, giving it away because you are just like this kind individual, it's like makes it even worth more because it's just like such a nice energy that somebody who is maybe being idolized but so giving in a way, like it's like two opposites of the same coin, I guess that's the saying. Or like it's like I was trying to say polarizing, polarizing energy type of thing, like the North Pole and the South Pole, like they're two different things, but they're the same kind of energy. So it's like you're seen as someone who's put on this pedestal, who's like worth so much, who's so important, but yet you're giving it away. I feel like because you're providing this service in a free way, you're providing this service willingly, you're providing this service just to anyone who comes along type of energy, you're just somebody who's doing this, you're going to be lucky, you're going to be blessed, you're going to be rewarded, okay? Because the security guard is a service provider, right? And it's also giving like your how do like I lost it. Okay, so I lost it. If it comes back, it comes back. Okay, but like yeah, so you may benefit somewhere down the line, like be rewarded. Someone blesses you because of it. Maybe you just end up getting lucky energy because of how much good karma that you're putting out. That it comes back to you in a very large type of way. Maybe because you like maybe you volunteer your service, right? You do have a service, right? And you would volunteer it. Maybe because you volunteer it, someone will find what you provide and they will want to pay you for that because they see they've gotten it for free or because you have been doing it for so long for free. So I feel like low key you're either getting blessed because of that, but we're gonna dive some more into it because we do want to like clarify a lot of things. So yeah, people may love you and adore you. We have the ace of cups just flying out before I even like finish talking. It's very much also giving like there's an intuition of this type of sort. So maybe you're a tarot card reader, maybe you're just a spiritual mentor, maybe there's some, but it's like giving like something that you do with your intuition, or maybe you feel like it's coming or something. Maybe you have a feeling, I got a feeling that is like surfacing up and maybe like aligning with this energy. Not gonna lie, it could also be something that you wanted. Like let's say it's not like let's say It's not money. Something like, oh, I finally got pregnant after, praying and praying and praying and praying and giving my heart to these children and volunteering to these children and stuff. I finally got a child of my own type of energy. Or maybe like, oh, you found someone who stumbled across whatever you are doing, whatever service you are providing. And okay, thank you. Oh, you're a bunny? Okay, I love you. Bye. Okay, so then whatever that you're doing type of energy, hold on. Okay, so whatever you're doing type of energy, like then they find you and they fall in love with you. I'm just like giving examples, but it's giving like you are getting something like maybe someone proposes to you because they just see how kind you are, how loving you are, how beautiful you are, how willing you are to like just give away your time and your energy that is so valuable and yet like you're doing it. Okay, so I do want to touch on this like for some reason, right? So with self-love at the bottom of the deck for the energy, people could perceive it as like maybe you're not being self-loving in a way. They could also see like that you should ask for some type of finances or ask for some type of money, and they're like, that maybe they're like, I'm not gonna say taking advantage of you because that's not the energy, but it's giving like someone maybe potentially thinks that there's a need for you to really see the value in yourself and provide and ask for people to provide the appropriate like compensation for whatever you're doing, right? I feel like you like I feel like you actually love doing this and it's enjoyable to you and it brings joy to you, and that's like one of your forms of self-love perhaps. Like somehow you manifested being selfless as a way to be loving to yourself and gentle to yourself and kind to yourself, maybe because like the way you see it is somebody in the past could have benefited from, like your past self, we're saying, could have benefited from having a you type of energy around, and maybe you're um like healing yourself by knowing that you're there for the people that didn't, like the people that are basically you in the past before you became this energy. Like I'm trying to like rationalize it, and there was a way I was gonna say it that was perfect, and then I lost it. So that being said, I said it that way, but I still hope that it resonates or that you understand. So anyway, with clarifying energy, we're gonna do the educator. So yeah, you've been putting in the work. Okay, we had the Knight of Pentacles. You've been putting in the work. You've been very responsible. Okay, maybe you like you are somebody that they can trust. You're somebody who like you're just being very productive when it comes to either teaching people how to be. Can we get more information? Is this like, okay, so it's low key, maybe people, some people are, okay, so this is like, some people are worshiping you, some people are not worshiping you, some people are mad that people are worshiping you. So it's like, it's a potential that people are worshiping you, right? But it's also giving like the negative side of reality, they could also be trying to stop you from like rising up hope, aligning people with like wishes and their wish fulfillments type of thing, or like, getting them back into maybe even worshiping maybe the most high and the divine type of energy. Like you're somehow working very hard and very diligently and taking responsibility for these people's hopes and dreams somehow. And like there's an energy that is angry at you for doing this. They disagree with what you're doing. I don't really see it as I feel like they maybe potentially perceive them as worshiping you, but it's like you're not being worshipped. You're just more or less being, I not it's not. I don't want to say idolized because that's also worship, but it's like it's giving like they see you as very important and very valuable. They see you as a treasure. They see you as somebody that they do want to get around because you somehow lift them up, help them find their own hope, maybe get them closer with the divine in some type of way. Like you have some type of connection that they want to be in your energetic field. You help the fearful, you help the people anxiety ridden, you help the people who worry, the people who stress. You make them feel good in that kind of way, right? And with that being said, yeah, you help the isolated, you help the lonely people, okay? You help the people who've lost their way with the hermit coming out in reverse, okay, as I was speaking on it. So you help people who lost their way and people who are like, yeah, you help lost people find be found again type of energy. Maybe it has to do with the divine. Maybe you help them find the divine, help them find their path, that God is real, that, like, that type of energy, right? So there's people who are some reason against it. I was asking if people are worshiping you, because that is here. And like there's people who are just conflicted because they feel like people are potentially worshiping you. They maybe also are conflicted because they don't want people to go to you for this type of energy. Maybe they want people to go to Jesus. Maybe they want people to go to Buddha. Maybe they want people to go to Allah. Maybe they want people to go back to the religious type of aspect, because we have to remember this is type of some type of intuitive thing that you're doing. But I feel like it's not separating you from the divine. I feel like it's just more or less something that is unconventional, and that's why they have a issue with it. And maybe they're perceiving people as worshiping you, because maybe some people do compliment you. Maybe they do shower you with praises. And when it comes to praises, it's not like saying like, "Oh, we all hail the mighty Lone Star, Lone Wolf Tarot," or something like that. Like it's not like that. It's more or less giving like, "Oh wow, you're really funny. Oh wow, you're really pretty. Hey, I like your voice. Hey, um, I appreciate that you did this." Like those are praises. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like they are praising you in a way for being a mentor, for being there for them, but it's like someone is not so happy about that. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to move on from that energy. Okay, so when we have the judgment did come out, and then the rest of these cards are actually backwards. That's my fault, y'all. Okay, so let me make sure everything's good. So judgment did show its face. That's so funny, the card right there. But like, okay, so these were flipped over this way, but the judgment did show its face, right? We're not gonna take it because it didn't come out, but we are gonna just remember that it was there, right? So, anyways, with the Four of Swords coming out, maybe you're being called to rest, or maybe you're being called to, like, okay, so you do give a lot of yourself willingly. You're very dedicated, okay? You're always go type of energy to give these, like, maybe classes, these sessions, the volunteer work type of energy. The divine is asking you, it's okay to take a break. You can take a break. You can relax a little bit. Maybe you've been going ham, and you feel maybe even obligated to go ham a little bit. Like you're very dedicated to do that. Maybe you know the value of what you're bringing, and you're starting to like want to be there for these people. Like you see your importance in their life. Like like, and you feel like the service that you're providing is like it gives you like, okay, so when I hear people tell me that I'm benefiting them when it comes to my readings, or when it comes to my, like, advice or something, or my wisdom, it feels good, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when you actually are a good person, and like it's a feeling that just warms your heart. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a beautiful feeling to know that you're helping people. And with that being said, it's like I don't want to, sometimes I feel sad some days when I'm not showing up as much as I can because I have to rest. But like this is just reminding you that it is okay to rest. You deserve that type of rest. You're so beautiful and so kind to feel maybe maybe the way I feel, like to feel bad for resting type of thing because people are depending on you. Just be there for yourself too, because you are important. You need to like I choked on the spit. You need to like um restore your energy. Thank you. You need to recuperate. You need to restore your energy. You might be introverted. You need to like heal yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you deserve the same type of valuable service that you're giving yourself. So I'm giving to other people. I mean, so like if you see other people, I need water, but it's way over there. If you see people, benefiting from you, make sure you're benefiting from yourself type of energy. Okay, so can I get more information, please, on the... Damn, I don't even get to add. So, this luck is gonna be like never ending, okay? When I see the star card, it's like continuously regenerating type of energy. When I see the star card, it's like endless, infinite. Like if we could harness the power of the sun, you see what I'm saying? Like electric cars running on the sun, the houses having all solar panels, that's endless power, right? That's what I'm getting, because let's be real, the star is the sun. All stars are suns, you know? So like it's never ending. It's forever going. It's abundant. It's like when the sun comes out. Oh, but the seven. I didn't even notice that the seven. Someone could be like planning on your abundance in some type of way. Someone could be trying to like seek it out. Someone could be trying to like this energy right here, bro, is heavy because it's not from the five of swords, and then we had the seven of swords type of energy. Like, what do you want? You know, like who is this? Because as soon as I talk about how abundant your money is, or your luck, or your bill, like whatever is coming because you're providing this service, this for you to be happy and very whatever, they're in the background energy. And look, they're back at the bottom of the deck. So I'm gonna clarify. First of all, they want you to be maybe focusing on the time that you wasted potentially. Maybe they want you to be focusing because whenever this was out, I'm not gonna lie, whenever this was out, the bottom of the deck was the Five of Cups. So it's giving like maybe they want you to feel like you're missing out somehow. So like, let's say you don't show up every day and give yourself maybe like, let's say you give yourself Saturday or something, right? But on Saturdays, it's hard for you to really fully be okay with the fact that you're not working hard. You know, they want that type of energy. They want you to feel like, oh, you're missing out on followers. You're missing out on people. You're missing out on healing. You're like they want you to perceive it as a negative thing, whatever this energy that's out to get you or against you in some way. So, what is this five and seven of swords, please? Because I'm just gonna touch on it really quickly. So there's a balance to everything. So unfortunately, you may be the most beautiful and most highest vibration of the realities, right? You might be on this the on the side of goodness, and unfortunately, um, what's that saying with the great good becomes great? There's a great evil or some shit. Like what I'm trying to say. Like so basically, they're just there to balance it out. They have a purpose. They have a meaning. They have like that's not for us to disclose because it could it's basically like don't really worry about it so much. You know that they're there, yeah. Be aware of them, type of energy. Be aware that that's there, but the awareness is so that you can pray. The awareness is so that you can protect. The awareness so that you can ward, put up wards. The awareness is so that you can gain strength. The awareness is so that you can know your importance. The awareness, like like there's so much reasons to this type of energy. You could even be like low key healing them in a way, and they don't want that. With the queen, they, they they could be like this this bitch, why is she so great? Why is she so cool? Why is she so funny? I kind of want to be like her. How do I get to be like her? Maybe oh she did self love. Okay, let me try to do some self love type of energy. So with the moon card coming out on top of that, yeah, you could be like shining light on their fears because again I said this is not like the sun. This is not the sun card. Okay, this I'm just saying that the star is a sun, and I think of like using that as infinite type of energy, right? We're not saying that that's the sun card. Okay, so please just disregard if you thought that. But anyway, it was just an example. So like maybe they're like you're shining some type of light or some type of like on the fears. Maybe they're gonna realize like that they sat there and wasted their time scheming and plotting and being jealous and envious and in competition with you. That you ended up being somebody who manifested an endless amount of regenerating amount of luck and abundance, finances, whatever wealth, and they sat there and didn't. And now they have to really come to terms and settle down with the fact that they sat there and wasted their life away, wasting their purpose away, being the only purpose of being the number one fan type of energy. Because let's be real, when you're a hater, you're just a fan. You're just a fan, low key. No offense to anyone who doesn't like that. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just being honest. Anything I need to close this out, bro, because this energy is so crazy now. Like, you got people who mad that people like you. I feel like you're on path kind of thing. The path is shorter than you expect. Okay, with the Knight of Swords coming out, I feel like you're making the right actions. Okay, you're taking your time to rest. You're giving to people. You're providing a service in the back end. You might, um, I feel like the service is like, yeah, in the background. Like, it's not like somebody, like, if you wanted to get like some type of service away, like, let's say you are somebody who offers personal readings or something, you're not somebody who like promotes it. Like, if someone finds it and someone asks about it, that's a different story type of thing. Like, you're not somebody who's like, oh yeah, I sell cakes, but you're at a football game handing out free water bottles to the football players, but then you're like, on every bottle of water there's like a business card or something. Like, no, but you do wear the shirt that advertises it, so like they could ask about what the shirt means if they want to, but not like something that you're forcing down people's throat type of energy. But anyway, this is just like random things I'm getting before I close it out. Let me close it out, please. Yeah, we're on like 20 minutes. Okay, so surprisingly, we have the Three of Swords coming out. I'm gonna need a clarifier. You could have been somebody who went through a lot of heartbreak. You could have been somebody who went through a lot of emotional pain. You could have been somebody, yeah, somebody who knows how to go overcome emotional pains, okay? Somebody who's like able to end the cycles, maybe also as well, maybe someone who continues to obtain and to achieve and to benefit and to grow and to celebrate life through your ups and downs type of energy. You're somebody who is showing the world, the masses, how to do that, okay? You're somebody who is changing the narrative for people when they are mourning. Maybe that's what you're bringing. You're bringing someone and you're teaching people how to heal better. You're teaching people how to grow. You're teaching people self-love. And that's just maybe your calling and your energy. Maybe someone is jealous because they can't provide that. Maybe somebody is mad because they wanted to maybe think of that. Maybe your brand is to self-love, okay? With that being said, you feel fulfilled when yeah, this was like, you feel fulfilled, okay, when it comes to yeah, someone just wants you to think negatively, bro. Someone just wants you to be in a negative mindset. They're mad, bro. Maybe they keep sending the Three of Swords at your way, and you keep just like overcoming it and like leveling up type of energy. These cards are so messed up. Okay, yeah, you keep putting in the hard work and I don't think you get exhausted. I feel like you could be getting exhausted, which is why they call you to rest. It's okay to rest, but you don't get exhausted type of energy. Like, you're super duper powerful. Like, you're like yeah, you're like the star card, like infinite. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna close that out. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got something from this. I love you and peace.